Hello, and sorry to subject all of you to the internet kids, but you drank the milk seafood, so there you go. Internet is now happy at the cost of your sanity. Anyways, welcome to not internet kids. Welcome to Genshin. What the fuck is? Hold up, what is it doing? I make one new damn, and it's doing. Okay, I see why it's doing that. Never mind. I'm dumb. Um, anyways, let me get into this. Turn this up. So, hello, welcome to a Genshin. Um, really like how I keep hitting the wrong thing like an absolute jerk off. There we go. I really like the shakuhachi at the end of the last song there that we got. So some of the songs from that intro were Watatsumi Island songs, and some of them were Sarai. I'm not the biggest fan of Sarai Island. I'm never back there. I just legitimately, I just don't go there because outside of, again, farming specters, which we were talking about a little bit in the chat before stream, I really don't go to Watatsumi or Sarai, but especially Sarai. Watatsumi, I'll go to, just to, like, pick up the pearls every now and then or grab some unagi or something. But Watatsumi, or, not Watatsumi, Sarai, hell no. I just have, no. The only time I'm there is to, help other players murder the, purple Zapdos. Oh, that's legit it. That is the only time I'm ever there. Anyways, but today we are going to, I'm just going to run in here and grab my teapot stuff real quick.
This realm.
Today we are going to do your girl's, quest here. Her, whatchamabob quest or something I forgot to buy here the other day. Her story quest. We're gonna do her story quest today. Where is it? This. These are worth getting, like, every single day. You can make stairs out of them.
If you ever had.
But yeah, that is what we are going to do today. We are going to do her story quest. At least we're going to hopefully get through it all. I don't expect this to be an overly long stream. By the way, I changed a little bit of things here in the teapot. I turned this building around so that the door was facing inward. And then I got rid of a couple of rocks to add this to the plaza, the forum, if you will, of the villa. But other than that, everything's remained the same, even these wonky-ass stairs. Oh, and I changed that type of flower. But yep, everything else has remained the same and is beautiful and cute. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna do Yelan's story quest and then maybe the drum event. So that is certainly going to be a thing. We actually have to get the hell out of here to be able to do that, don't we? But yeah, really hoping they don't give me the trial Yelan. That would be awkward. Hi?
Traveler. Paimon. It's been a long time.
Were you just waiting for me to pop out of my teapot? Like, I put my teapot there. She grabbed that thing, brought it over here, and is like, the second they get out, I'm getting them. Also, who the hell are you?
Oh, hey, Hoishin. Long time no see.
Glad Paimon remembers.
Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Yeah, fancy you kidnapping our teapot.
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time.
Oh, were you the girl who we helped with, like, Ganyu? I don't really remember. That was, like, over a year ago.
But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
Dude, that's me at work every day.
It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
Huh? What's wrong with Uncle Tien?
Who?
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days.
It sounds like old Leeway needs some 5-hour energy. Dude, never drink energy drinks, man. I had a student who would like habitually chug Monster. I'm convinced that person's heart is gonna actually just implode.
He's always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him.
Just turn the other way then.
Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me?
Is that my girl's tea house? I'm glad he could find it easier than I
He
could.
seems very fond of you, too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
I just want to chat with Yelan.
Sure, let's go.
Also, why is he in that teapot? This dude's about the calculated gambit. Yeah, I bet. This dude's about to do a calculated gambit and lose his money. Ha, now I can find her house easily because I have a map marker. Also, this is the shittiest... Dude, you got your freaking steamed buns or whatever right in the walkway. Like, come on, man. People are trying to get over here. Don't need your steaming buns. What's up, cat?
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
God, he sounds weird. Also, we're not here to talk to you. We're just here for Yelan.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories.
Is everything okay? Or we're more concerned about your health? Like, damn. Way to just go right at it. No subtlety at all. Not like, how you doing? How are things been? Nah. Is everything okay? Like, he can't ask this question. Or, so we heard you're having some problems with your prostate. Like, how's your health? You need an exam?
Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
Well, at least you aren't like modern American politicians who stay in office until they are literally the crypt keeper.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice, so a public selection process would not be suitable.
Yeah, I think it still would be. Even if you're not in public, like, you still probably should be, like, elected, man. This sounds very administrative and bureaucratic and sketchy.
We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment.
Okay, so just don't have lobbyists. Something, again, America might want to think about.
For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
Is this like Supreme Court kind of stuff?
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Or the other Qixing?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf
here
as
she
assessment
is.
officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Man, inspecting from her is just gonna be finding the person in the middle of the night, tying them to a chair over or like a mountain cliff, and being like, "So, what's this here I see you have on your resume? Let's talk about that a little bit." And you're just trying not to die.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
You know what I realized? Her jacket has a little, like, face on it. Like the little eyes there and a mouth. It's like the little teapot bird face on her jacket. She turned Tubby into a jacket.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
I feel like there's some sort of misadministration of candidacy selection going on if that happens. But sure, we'll screw up the whole entire government of Liyue.
What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe we're not interested in politics. Maybe we're just like, I'm actually more interested in anarchy.
Makes sense. After all, whoever the next Tianshu is, it doesn't really make any difference to us.
We've gone the apolitical route.
Still, Paimon's really curious to see which candidates Uncle Tien picked, so let's go take a look.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Paimon. Yeah, Paimon agrees with your choice, but also screw you because we need to progress this.
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety, too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Wow.
Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, Yelan just has too much governmental power. She's got all of the dirt on everyone, and now, like, the governmental authority to do something about it. She literally just becomes the NSA.
So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
The other candidates are gonna vanish into the night.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead.
Yeah, including booby-trapped doors and just an absolute, like, escape box trial for them.
Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation.
That sounds
and
ominous.
No need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
Yeah, tell them about our recent adventures. So,
You all
we
set?
killed God.
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingguo, and Zhi.
I've never heard about goddamn one of them. It's this Muppet number 1, Muppet number 2, and Muppet number 3. Yep, get rid of them. String them on up. You're the next Tianxing, whatever the fuck it was.
Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingguo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel.
Eh?
Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
I don't even remember their damn names.
Qianwei, Mingguo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Well, good job. Paimon's one brain cell is now focused entirely on remembering the names, because I won't.
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Okay, so we're basically trying to bait them into doing something horrible. Oh, Shoot, I have people messaging me. That's a balloon. That is not my quest thing. There it is. I don't remember where, like, all of these places are in Liyue. Also, I do wonder how this story quest... This story quest does already seem to be a little more focused on Yelan than, say, the random characters at the moment, because she kind of stepped forward and put herself on the spot there. And that's sort of a complaint that I've had with Ayato's story quest, is that it felt very much like it was focused on everyone under the sun other than Ayato, which I guess fits him somewhat well in that he is a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. But even she is, and this already seems to be a little more focused on her.
Take it easy.
Because I feel like the best story quests are the ones that truly highlight the characters in question. Ayaka's was, despite the simpiness of it, I wanted to pick those flowers, was good for that reason.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair.
Deal with it, bitch. That's part of the assessment. Can your legs take it? Okay, so just based on the guess, this dude is the traveling scholar. This dude's gotta be in the Ministry of Affairs, man. He seems like a bureaucratic prick. And this dude is the businessman?
I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
What's wrong with the fucking stairs next to you? Go take a seat, asshole. The hell is this woman doing?
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
Okay, so this asshole's pushy. This asshole's a pushover.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
This dude's gonna end up taking lobby bribes or something.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
God, this dude. Oh, no.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable.
Okay, so this guy's the scholar dude. I think the last dude was the scholar dude, and the last dude's name started with a Z. I don't remember who the fuck they were, though.
Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
He's at least resourceful.
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
This guy automatically fails. Honestly, this dude and the pushover, immediate failures. So far, the only candidate even worth examining is the scholar. You enter the assessment venue if you want. I'm about to fucking tie them up.
Arrived.
Yeah, it was those 3 clowns.
Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
I don't know. I like the idea of just spying on them.
I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person.
At gunpoint.
Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Jesus Christ. Can we get the Spark Notes edition for this shit?
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto.
That sounds awful because there's no approval from anyone other than you just said. Oh, God. How is this government run?
Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues.
Oh, no. I mean, I guess this is one good way to make sure the little pricks don't lie in their campaign speeches. Like, this is basically that.
There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
What, are you gonna do anything in this job? Isn't it your job? Trying to glitch to Inazuma. Have fun with that. Unlike them, I get to sit. Oh, wow, they actually did yoink chairs. Okay, let's try fucking Mimbos. His manifesto covers domestic affairs quite comprehensively, focusing on people's livelihoods. Okay, so he's a populist. Core principle seems to go, the greater good means a world that works for everyone. Okay, that or he's now possibly even going into Bernie Sanders. Wow, that was completely and utterly pointless. That meant nothing. His manifesto addresses many commercial issues and provides some very penetrating analysis. His views seem to be that regulations and incentives are both indispensable. So that just sounds like government overreach into fucking trade. These manifestos because of domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and checks and balances, all in great detail. So this dude actually is more well-rounded. The focus seems to be problem solving. It provides concise and clear solutions to various problems. Okay. So thick that you only have time to skim through it roughly. How did I know it was going to be this dude? Okay, well, I guess this dude is just going to be the... Well, I just soaked all of their papers, so I hope you didn't want to read any of those.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
What's his face is the best.
Very seriously.
Who the fuck are you?
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, in my plan, I added about $3 billion of slush funds, and here's something for my lobbyist backers and campaign donors.
That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Fuck, what was his about?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're our secretary, cool. I think his was the fucking regulations. Chenwei in, we're outside.
Oh, so you two are the assessment officers, are you?
Yeah, Paimon, give him a flying kick. I don't like his tone.
I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces.
Bitch, we literally saved the entirety of this city.
I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
God, this dude needs to get tied up and stepped on.
Mind your tone, mister.
Yeah, thanks, Paimon. For once, I'm in agreement with mono brain cell Paimon.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Your communication skills, did you learn them from Cloud Retainer? God damn.
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about.
Yeah, notice how they aren't constantly talking about you? Funny that, eh?
With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh my god, this guy is such a prick. They are really setting him up to be, like, bad.
Oh, is it my turn?
Nah, we called you up here so you could bring us a fucking sandwich. Yes, it's your turn.
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Okay, so he's the civil affairs guy, and the other dude is the businessman. Okay, so I had that backwards.
I've worked there for, 9 years. 5 months and 3 days.
Wow.
In that time, I've handled 2,347 cases.
Wait, I'm sorry. 9 years, 5 months, 3 days. How many hours and minutes exactly?
I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in 16 days. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
Yeah, at least he doesn't have to go in public.
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But first, let me tell you about when I was a child and how I got into wanting to be in this position. Forces her way through questions. Wow.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous.
You know, I feel like this dude is somehow sketchy, because if this dude is all on the up and narrow here, the straight and narrow, then there wouldn't be a fucking quest. We'd be like, okay, it's this clown. So the rest of those, the other two are incompetent in some way or another. This dude is at least competent, but is probably like secretly a fucking treasure hoarder or something.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Aren't we the one who set up the conditions here?
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Well, he's gonna have government backing now, won't he?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, 2 different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
Well, I mean, it's politics. Like, no one's gonna be, like... You don't know until you do it and fuck up, or if you have historical precedent.
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Easier said than done, Chief.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Meh.
Here's my take on what we just learned.
We have 2 utterly incompetents and 1 dude who's been everywhere and might have his hand in everyone's pot.
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings.
Yeah, well, fuck feelings. He doesn't care about much of other people's input either.
Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yelan.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people.
So, where's the catch?
But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Jur-E take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great.
Okay.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
Again, something's gotta be, something sketchy here. Because if not, this quest would be over in like 5 minutes. This would not be. Oh, they want us to take that way? No, we're gonna take Leeway airfare real quick. This quest should be over in like 5 minutes unless there's something wrong here. Like, this guy's got to be involved in some sort of underhand dealings with like the freaking fat Tuies or something. Like, there's no way it's this simple. Ah, damn, I accidentally kicked over your teapot. Hope you didn't want more of that, because there's only one pot per on the house servings here. Jesus.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
Yeah, 2 corrupt assholes and 1 dude who seems competent but is also probably corrupt as well, just really good at hiding it.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Well, looks like he plagiarized the damn thing.
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me.
Well, the 2 of them are kind of penises.
But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Bo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
It's interesting that there ends up like an R sound in there. You'd think it's just Z, but it's Ziri. There's like an R sound somewhere in there. That's kind of cool.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming
Get rid of that
came to
friend.
my attention in the course of my work. As for Juri, I was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics.
Like how to get into business and government and take lobbies and soft money.
Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking.
You're old.
The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna say you might have another few years left in you. Just like, shit. That got dark.
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing.
Yes, it is.
It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Dear God. If I had, I don't have the folder up and I don't want to grab it. I have the freaking meme that's MILF. Man, I love fishing. That's this guy.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Yes, he does. Paimon, as I said.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Minus the fact of catching them, skinning them, deboning them, and all of that. Yeah, barely any preparation, cheap. Damn.
Fresh fish soup. Mmm, sounds tasty.
Well, Paimon's retired now.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Jury purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Jury always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. Oh, the addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Yeah, very many chances. You could literally have it today, tomorrow, like, you know, we could have it every day until you're in the grave.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
No, because then we have to sit there while they go fishing.
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
Thanks.
Uncle Tien, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
Mm-hmm. I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment.
Well, my judgment is to throw them all into a gladiatorial combat situation, and whichever one comes out alive is the one who becomes the next leader here. We're going to do it old-fashioned way.
Had you not asked me why Jury's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right.
Except for the
Please
nominations.
disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
So, yeah, this is basically saying there's something sketchy behind this other dude.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tien. Look after yourself.
It's time for some good old-fashioned espionage. Outside the tea house, bitch, we've been outside.
It's gonna be Jerry, right?
That's not being thorough, Paimon. Turn on your brain cells.
His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
That's not all it takes.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Uh-oh. Huh.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
Let's throw them inside the Adventurer Guild world level ascension domain and see how they do.
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Where the fuck did these clowns come from? Why does everyone have their own personal assortment of freaking ninjas? We aren't even in Inazuma anymore.
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Wow, her personal simps have come to do the investigation for her.
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required.
They just, like, hopped right out the freaking opening window there.
Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
Where the hell is he?
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
You call him a damn meathead?
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Oh, yeah, it's just government espionage. Yeah, just break into the fucking government and steal some documents, Chief. You got this.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jury?
We're gonna go ask Meathead.
Zhi, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves.
Oh, never mind. Meathead's too busy having a blast with Beto.
Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
And he's also kind of a cock.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Wasn't he also involved in tax fraud? Like, I don't know if this is the best dude to be talking to. Let's go ask this guy who might be involved in sketchy government tax evasion like he's fucking Yoshi already. Yeah, he'll certainly give us fair and balanced info.
What's here today?
Probably over here committing tax fraud again.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever.
Really?
You won't find anyone who disputes that.
Thought he was about to have him sit there and be paid in exposure.
I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet.
Here we go, this fucking rivalry.
If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Then I think you do.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here?
Just wondering how you're gonna sit there and commit tax fraud with that exchange next time.
And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Got more than enough in my bag, you're not wrong.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known.
Nice clouds in the background.
I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community.
This sounds like he's got like a supervillain backstory here.
One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time.
That dude
But
ended up dead.
Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family.
This dude's gonna get in the government and sit there and be like, now is my time to enact my master plan.
He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyu Boutique.
I thought it was gonna be like, if I could marry him.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
No, we can't, Paimon. You're a dingus.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you?
Yeah, definitely.
Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
Huh?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in.
Oh, we're just gonna leave Bolai
Try not
behind?
to let him see you.
Oh,
We
no.
want this information to be as truthful as possible.
Can we just go invisible with you? Because
I'll
I
just
hate
go
stealth
and fetch an
missions.
employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk.
Don't mind me. Just walking with you. You're too far away.
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
Oh man, I love clipping my fucking head into things. Nothing sketchy here.
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How
What?
very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
High quality fakes. Colonel. There's
Thank
a
you very much,
box.
Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Did we do it?
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone.
He's right there, man. He can probably hear you.
Are
You're
you
loud.
satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
Which probably makes him even more sketchy. Yo, we need to break into his house and look under his bed. We gotta find that collection.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
I mean, she definitely has conflict of interests, but she also is a main character, so you know. Yeah, she wins.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys.
Okay, well there we have a government in our fucking pocket.
You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
Well, Paimon just got bought. I mean, ain't like you didn't get all the damn gems and fucking Mora and C6 triple crowned over here.
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Paimon, you are such a dingus. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's over here. Got this, but I thought legitimately, I thought I had missed a treasure chest in the just right here. And honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised because I don't explore the city, or at least this city especially, as much as I should. This city's fucking huge. God, imagine, like, occasionally when I join some people to help, we'll do dumb things and just, like, derp around. One of said dumb things that has been done is playing hide and seek. Now, this is usually done in... birds. This is usually done in Mondstadt because it's a nice area. It's got some good spots and isn't too large. But, God, imagine doing it here in Liyue. You could be here for hours trying to find people. I mean, if you're me, you'd be here for hours in, you know, Mondstadt also trying to find people because you're just fucking blind, but... definitely more so in this area than there. At least more justified. Don't mind me being suspicious on the docks. Yo, there is a suspicious cat.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Oh. Oh, damn, you got a cooking pot there, too, and everything. Sup, dude, I want your biggest fish head.
What would you like to buy today?
We're here to buy some information.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone.
Yeah, Liyue Anglers Association. You just came up with that shit on the fly.
We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
And you just exposed it without batting an eyelid.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up.
This keeps
Had to
coming
work
up.
several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet.
Okay, we need to find where this dude grew up and, like, figure out that apparently when he was, like, 5, he used to kick puppies or something. Like, there we go. That'll be enough to dissuade people.
How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Huh.
Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
but I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
I mean, this could just mean that Uncle whatever the fuck his name is also a shite fisherman and doesn't know good fish from bad fish.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for 1 or 3 for 1,000.
How about I buy one, turn right back around, come back, buy another one, turn right back around, come back and buy another one, and then I got 100 off. Your math sucks.
You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research.
What
We'd
the
just
fuck?
like to ask a few questions.
I'd been like, what the fuck are you on about? And also, that sounded sketchy as shit.
Wow, she switched identity again.
No, she didn't. She just fucking lied. Anyone can do that, Paimon. You're just dumb.
Society for Fish Price Research. I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
No, we're doing research on your fish prices and the fact that you can't do basic math.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey.
It's about your car's extended warranty.
We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him.
Okay, so what's with this debt? We've got, like, potential extortion options here?
He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And
Wow.
he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
I mean, this dude basically is a Zhongli at this point. Like, you're not exactly saying anything too awkward. The debt's concerning, but, you know, other than that.
I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
Dude, just get this guy in touch with Bulleye. Call today. He's got a job. He'll be fine.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
You can't do basic math, buddy.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Let's just go ask Zhongli. He knows everything. Zhongli, what can you tell us about this sketchy dude? Here's his life story. What the fuck?
Hey, it's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you.
Who the hell are you?
What brings you to me?
I don't even know who you are. What brings us to you? Yelan, why are we talking to children? Also, why do you have a knife on your... Okay.
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Yelan, what the fuck?
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
Oh no.
But of course, we also heard that Master Dooku is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Yeah, and oh god.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
The hell is this dude doing back here? Seems to have made his day.
So, Master Dooku, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember.
Wow, good fucking info, Chief. We gotta pay for that one?
Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Well, at least we know he's not that.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago.
What, when the application for him to go and, become the Tian whatever the fuck went in?
Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him.
Yep.
Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Bribes!
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
He gave me candies too, kid.
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dooku is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
They're probably fucking treasure hoarders sitting there. Again, he's probably secretly a damn treasure hoarder, and they've got people disseminating false information about him and all these grand things and spreading, giving people shit to make his reputation great, and then they're gonna get him in the office, and then he's gonna turn around and be an absolute peen.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them, too.
Nah, keep him.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Your friend's gonna fucking kidnap him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kid, you just got roped into, like, the fucking mafia. She's gonna turn around and be like, yeah, I'm part of the triad.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dooku.
Until we meet again.
Great. I'm glad we've just incorporated a small child into organized crime and governmental corruptions. Good job, Yelan. You're great influence on children.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Yeah, what you just did.
Strange? What was strange about it?
Paimon, you're dumbass.
Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gal spoke highly of him, and Doogu Shuo seems to like him too.
Doogu Shuo is a bit of a dumbass.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
And who are these strange folks?
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Doogu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor, none of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
Because they're full of shit.
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Also, maybe there's nothing better going on. I mean, after the 2.6 drought of content, I guess that's just the only interesting thing we've got to talk about anymore.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Yeah.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing.
Like I said, treasure hoarders or fat tuies.
That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the
Or this
most
cat.
pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
The suspicious cat who's gonna want the money up front today.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
Tie him up.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment.
Who benefits the most?
So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with.
Yeah, you know, we're gonna increase the trade here, we're gonna sit there, lower taxes here, and we're gonna cut the Millif's budget to nothing so that way the treasure warders can walk. I mean...
Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
I feel like all the political hubbub of this quest, god damn, even the game stares. And my fucking mouse just died. God damn it. This is gonna end up... I'm getting a new mouse tomorrow. Let me try the old plug and unplug. Okay, it seemed to work. I'm wondering if it's the mouse itself or like the USB slot for the mouse. Though if it were the USB slot for the mouse, wouldn't that also like probably mean it's a motherboard issue? And really it's only just my mouse that's having an issue. So it's probably just the mouse. Okay, where the hell are we going? Oh, check the manifesto. What is it, upstairs? Where did we... Oh.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, it's probably loaded with pork.
I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long.
So you said there wasn't a time limit.
We have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yeah, I thought there wasn't a time limit.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Man, my Genshin playing student would have had problems with this because all of my students have problems with thinking critically. Also, nice. Also, hold up. Did you give me the thicker stack of papers? God damn it, I think she did. She's pawning off work on me. The 2 Yelans.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through.
She gave us the larger half.
Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Read chapter Sea Rock Roads? It's probably roads. Let's be real. We're going to start with C. In a variety of factors, sea storms have become stronger in recent years. What are we, a fucking meteorologist? Suggest we set up a special patrol unit to deal with sea monsters. Patrolling where? Are we gonna create the fucking Navy SEALs? The fleet should consist of the following. As related to coastal defense. Okay. Rock. Which Liyue's folklore suggests that Rex Lapis left a great deal of wealth in the mountains of Liyue. However, due to obstacles hindering the excavation operations at the chasm, many projects have been called off. The workers of Blackcliff Forge have been idle near the Golden House. This is true. You can actually find Blackcliff Forge, like, here. It doesn't look like anything special, but it does exist. I am curious if we'll ever actually be able to go into Blackcliff Forge and see what that's like, because that area is kind of fascinating. Like, the lore behind it is really cool. For a long time now, they should be given first refusal if any suitable projects arise. Mining, tunnel construction, ruin explanation. Okay, this is where things... The roads are going to be shitty because treasure orders. Treasure's terrain around Stonian and Xion Peak means that area has weak transport links. Sheer mountain peaks are connected only by bridges. They're dangerous to walk on and wholly unsuitable for transportations of goods. But how often do we transport goods that way? Rich in medicinal herbs and ore deposits, building a road network around the mountains would be beneficial for everyone. To build roads and bridges.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache. Let's take a break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Yeah, you did a shoddy job then.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua!
Yeah, one of Yelan's simps.
If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
Oh yeah, none of them exist. They're all fraudulent.
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Tianwei's accounts are open to the public.
What?
Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Tianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
This dude sounds like the fucking Zodiac killer or something. Yeah, I'm gonna murder all of these people and then sit there and leave you clues and mock you in them. Like... This dude is secretly gonna murder someone.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
Inflate his own ego.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Because he showed up, like you should.
Why
Simp
do you
too.
think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you.
Yeah, we still got this meathead guy who was brought up, which makes me think maybe something's going on at sea, which explains why my mouse almost died again. Which might explain the sea thing with the book and what he wants to do with the sea force. I feel like something's gonna come back with that.
Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Minghua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers.
Yeah, tell us something we didn't already figure out, Chief.
But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
That sounds like somebody who isn't entirely emotionally intact.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that. Paimon's starting to get it now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm beginning to think my power supply or my motherboard is dying because now it's not my mouse. I don't think it's my mouse anymore because now my microphone just stopped. I legit think one of these things. Oh fuck, that is gonna be expensive as hell to fix. Yeah, one of these things has to be dying because microphone just died. I think it's something with the USBs at this point. And it's neither mouse nor anything like that. It's got to be something like that. Here I was going, oh, it was the mouse because nothing else is really fucked up. No, something's fucking up. And if it's my motherboard, that's... Shit, I'm buying a new computer at that point. God damn it. That is not something I want to be dealing with right now at this point in time. So this better be something I can fix.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
I'm gonna have to, like, remember to write that down and look into that here after the stream. Like, USB failures. It's doing it again. It's doing that flickering again. Maybe it's the power supply. I wonder. I wonder if maybe the power supply is overheating. I'm gonna have to check that after the stream.
So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheungshu Pool redevelopment plan. Cheungshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Qiangshu Pool.
Dude's trying to line his pockets to pay shit back.
A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
Yep.
Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
So, yeah, he's working for them.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qiangshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Ringwood both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Probably. Also, it's cool that, you know, we're going to the Blackcliff Forge like I was talking about. Fucking, I thought of something. What's not cool is, again, I think it might be power supply issues because the issue with the mouse it feels like there's like a short in the power supply. So I'm hoping I can nip this pretty quick, find out the problem, nip it pretty quick here. And I want to say it might just be overheating of the power supply. If the power supply overheats, that could be an issue. I'm going to do some research on it and clean this bitch out and, like, see what's up with it. Because I'm going to guess overheating. It's getting really hot in here. And to be honest, I don't think I've cleaned down into where the power supply actually...
It's raining again? Oh, this isn't good. If the rain washes away the traces, it's gonna set us back a long way.
Yeah, it's washing away those traces pretty quickly there, Yelan. But don't worry, they're magically returning. But yeah, I haven't cleaned down where the power supply is in quite a while because it's on like the other side of where everything is. I basically have to take the whole damn case apart to get to it. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna probably do that after the stream. But I think that's
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
I think that's what's gonna need to be done. So this forge sucks ass. So I said I've seen this area before, but it's like it'd be nice if we could go in there. Theoretically, it's like that's where the forge is. That shit is broken down. There's nothing there. I was expecting some like
blinding sunlight is such a pain. No way I can get a nap in this weather.
You were just complaining about the rain. Like I was expecting some like Mines of Moria type shit. I think this also explains like screen flickers that I've been having. Nothing to note happened. Nothing to note happened. Payday. 3 new recruits. You can't believe people are willing to join us at a time like this. One of the newcomers is very skilled. You got made the team leader. Nothing of note. Huh. Who's the team leader?
A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
Yeah.
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qiangshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure.
I mean, honestly, though, like, it's just sitting there. Like, does it matter who gets it, really?
So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Who, the fucking rocks? Oh, this poor bastard. Sup, you're about to get interrogated and possibly tied up.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them.
Sus.
I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant.
The hell?
It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Time to go drinking?
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints.
Oh, these
I doubt
things?
they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
Yeah, we've been following these all the way up here, and these were the footprints that, like, disappear at random. Huh. Maybe these footprints weren't supposed to be here at first.
They went that way. Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Oh, I know where they went. Also, oh, that leads to the Golden House. But now my brain is just like, I hope my PC survives until I can look at it. I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, it's lasted long, but this was the first time it wasn't just the mouse. And these screen flickers are pretty frequent.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Quite the roundabout path. Oh, they went to a busted down house in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Nice.
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
I for a moment thought she'd been too tall to get through there. Stripes in the dirt were likely made by a bamboo mat. Means someone slept here. Bamboo mat is nowhere to be seen now. Huh. Something was burned here not long ago. Okay. There have been a fight here, but it's hard to say for certain. This is the work of a professional, but who? Did I fucking assassinate someone? Leaves. Fresh a fruit pit in the pit of leaves, huh?
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left?
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Now let's put it back together.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
Yeah, when?
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where a trail runs cold.
No.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in.
Yeah, probably the scent of burning paper.
Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Oh, this sounds like a damn cop-out.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
Very gentle fragrance. And it's probably just whatever Yelan's
There
wearing.
is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, Schniznaya, or Dragonspawn.
Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind.
You have got to be shitting me. It's always the fat two-e's.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with.
Man, I'd almost hoped it would have been treasure orders, just to make it different.
But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, is this clown?
Who are you?
Don't be
Meathead.
alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back.
When?
If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed.
Your queen will not be happy about that.
I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Ew.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me.
Oh, so it probably came from the fat two-e's.
No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence.
Like some fish soup.
Well, any suggestions?
Uh-huh.
Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next.
Meet with the clowns.
Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Wait until 9 to 11 following day. Okay, well, let's get back. We gotta get to the pavilion. So I'm having some interesting thoughts during all of this. One, this is actually a pretty cool quest. I wish I wasn't entirely distracted right now. You are not what I meant to hit. Because again, I'm a tad bit concerned about my computer at this point. Power supply is one thing, but the interesting thing with it is that it doesn't seem to be affecting the core functions of the computer. I did have a weird audio thing happen a while back, but that was a while ago. But it was around the time when this started happening, too. And these flickers going on in my one monitor is also a tad bit suspicious. So I'm beginning to try to isolate what it is, if it's causing an issue to the entirety of the computer or just to the USB slots alone. So, suspicious things here to consider. I'm also wondering if maybe I uninstalled something like a driver I shouldn't have. I might have to see if I can need to update like USB drivers. It could be something very simple like that, update USB drivers. A lot of this stuff I'm probably just gonna have to think about and write down. What'd they say, 9 to 11? That's none of those times. Here, we'll be 9:15, just a little bit late. Wait until not.
What if Master finds out?
Okay, I guess we'll wait an entire day just standing here. Nothing special to see.
What if Master finds out?
That we've been standing here the whole day? I don't know. Sounds like a you problem.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people.
Get fucked.
Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board, and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue.
Even though half of it's fake.
After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents.
This dude's like, shut it.
Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
That's suspicious.
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Sup?
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't?
He's not much of a penis.
If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no.
People skills.
Here we won't be able to leave.
Just say people skills.
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
Jesus.
We finally got rid of them.
I would just be like, people skills. You guys suck with people.
Lady Yelan, Jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
Damn, that seems to be her response to everything. Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him.
He's
Why would he
old.
do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
I was gonna pick all these flowers first. Nothing to see here.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him.
How the fuck are you this incompetent?
He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess
Muppets.
Jimmy didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover.
Well, send one and the other stays.
Figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
No, I don't want to talk to you. Shush. What food do you have? Any recipes I don't own? No, shut up. You're useless. Definitely not in these
Could you
interiors
explain
frequently.
to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please.
And
what grounds would I have to question him?
our customers are free to strip naked and change their clothes whenever they please in our establishment.
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind.
Fiery,
with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order.
That firewater shit.
This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
To go drinking.
Shigu Antiques.
Yeah, because it's the antiques that he bought from What's-Her-Face to, like, fakes or whatever.
Take it easy. Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wineware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Yeah,
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
the one that he got.
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Zhi's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
Oh, why wouldn't it?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately.
What?
Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhi bought 2.
how the hell do you buy wineware without wine glasses? What the fuck are you getting? A cork opener and that's it? Like, as somebody who has a fair bit of experience with wine, what the fuck? Like, that's not how that works.
Okay. Thanks, Lean Long. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
He's a meathead.
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed?
No.
Oh, if we can't figure out where Jerry went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses.
Okay, so he did get the wine glasses. Good.
No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Probably the bank.
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Isn't that the same damn thing in this place?
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
You're about to fucking run in there for an FBI SWAT team.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jur-E may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Juri bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
Ah, fuck them, dude. The Fatui are involved with, like, almost blowing up the whole country. I think we'll be fine.
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yansheng Tea House.
It's a good thing it's already night. I'm getting more and more concerned. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I'm just more and more concerned with the screen flickerings and everything. I just hope whatever's going on... My fucking mouse just did it again, too. I hope whatever is going on can hold off until the end of this.
Perfect timing.
We seem to be pretty close.
Just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Huh.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Jerry mentioned in his manifesto.
Oh, this is having a little pool bash together.
It looks like
Hot
that's
tubs.
where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Don't worry, we have teleporters.
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
What the hell is that? A suspicious cat noise then there. Oh yeah, it's the cat. God, every fucking time there's like a hitch in movement, I think it's that thing. I think it's something fucking up again. Oh god, this area is like loaded with fat tuies, if I remember. Oh, no, this area isn't Fat Tui's. This area's got hilly churros, I think. It's been a while since I was over here.
Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place.
Used to be on a farming route of
I've looked
mine.
into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Oh, what, right the hell down here? Yeah, I used to just fly right in on it. Oh, it's a domain, ain't it?
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Easy, you're C6.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here.
Not you, Paimon.
By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Okay, let's go. Pray my mouse doesn't die at inconvenient moments. No Geo in the party. Am I really gonna need Geo? Why would they recommend Geo? Fuck Geo. And hoping this stuff works. I'm really hoping my computer doesn't fuck up. Okay, did they give me trial yawn? No, there's no way in hell this is a trial yawn. This is 1000% my yawn. So, good. Hello there.
Check this out.
Quietly now.
Rest and revamp.
Drop that on down there.
As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Yeah, just abyss mages. Again, hoping, you know, this stream wasn't too boring or anything with all the dialogue. I know a lot of times when we're getting into the story stuff, people aren't all too interested in it. And let's be real, it ain't like my humor is particularly... Cool looking area. Particularly, funny for most people.
Take it easy.
Not to mention add in the tech problems with me being absolutely paranoid now. Did he just fucking turn gray hair?
That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door.
Okay, I thought that was the other dude at first. I was like, what?
The emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
Your voice carries, Paimon. Be quiet. This looks mighty sketchy. Oh, there is so much sketch going on here. Huh. Somehow this water is gonna have to get into here, I think. Huh. What the hell is that? Okay, so we found this. Oh, I'm seeing something fascinating. Okay, let's go deal with these penises. Sup? I can run around at the speed of Clown 2. And, like, insta one of you.
Motion to compel.
Okay, deals with those idiots. Okay, there's the other thing. Nice. And somehow this is going to be involved in, like, activating some sort of, thing down here. Okay, all of this water drained.
The water's gone down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Huh, but what's this all about? Maybe I should have, like, gone to the proper quest area. Ooh, a chest. instead of, you know, what I did, which was just wing it. Do I have to, like, move this inward, or?
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Something is very... Toma, please. Something is very suspicious about what's going on over there. We've got, like, these weird lights. They're marking very specific locations. That's the wrong character. I feel like we're gonna end up coming back here for sure.
Take it easy.
I like the little elevator thing, so this is pretty cool. This reminds me vaguely of the... How far up are we going? This reminds me vaguely of the forest temple from Ocarina of Time. I don't know why it shouldn't. Something with water puzzles should probably be more reminiscent of the water temple, but I am not exactly the brightest when it comes with memory. Yeah, we can just absolutely assassinate enemies with her. Okay, now where's the... What the... Oh, fuck, I see why we needed Geo. Didn't know. I was about to say, if that's why we needed Geo, I just screwed myself. Okay, so that closes that, but this gives us a chest, so yay.
Take it easy.
This is like the Inazuma puzzles that we've had before. I think this isn't gonna move because we need to close that down. Yeah, this one's stuck because those need to go down or something. And it's not like we can just break that. That's gonna close that path.
Don't get too close.
Allow me.
Boom!
Got another one of these little... Oh, these are for the slidey things here. Now, which way is this sliding? That slides this way, which gives us another chest, but also cuts off our exit. So...
Take it easy.
Huh. But lets us open that, so that might be a good thing. This really is like the freaking whatchamabob, the Ocarina of Time. Can't do that. The Ocarina of Time thing, because this is...
Take it easy.
There's puzzles like this in Ocarina of Time too. What this one? I don't think this one moves again. No, this was the chest. Okay.
Take it easy.
Yeah, because you have to like move blocks and stuff like that in that game as well, in that specific temple too. Okay, now that's filled up, which has now caused water just... Okay, but only... It's a slide puzzle.
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
Yes, slide puzzles. Basically meaning that, yep, that needs to be there. Get all the blues out of the way because we don't really need those. So this is a matter of filling up boxes. Yo, can we push you, like, into the fucking water over there? We are, however, gonna need to figure out what the hell we're doing with this one. I have had, unfortunately, far too much experience with slide puzzles in video games. I know it can't go that way, you idiot. That should be enough, because we can move that this way.
The door is open. Let's go.
Well, that didn't open that door, now did it? I guess this is the emergency path.
Let's wrap this up.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Let's go, buddy.
Gotcha.
Did you take a metric shit ton of damage out of you? That's the wrong character. Dead. Yeah, don't even need to use her burst. We can save that for the good stuff. Colonel. Boxes.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm
He didn't
impressed.
change his outfit. He's looking the exact same.
Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Oh, sorry. That went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass?
I think he just had one sip.
I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup.
Damn.
Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine.
I said we shoot them both, let God figure them out.
I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But, I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result.
Sounds like some bullshit.
How did you think of that?
Well, I eat poisoned fish soup quite frequently, you know.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qing Shu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
Don't worry. Whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Nah, you're about to get strung up and put in the CBT dungeon.
Did you hear that? It was poison. That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Jurye's doing. What a nasty guy. Seize him.
Hold on. Did you bring a camera?
What do you mean? You never asked me to, but thankfully I always have one on.
If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
Aw, man, you know we're taking a selfie. God damn it.
Excellent liquor. We've seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me. But soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Juri. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
Man, they're just revealing all the dumb shit, aren't they?
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qin Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody.
Other than the fact that you were recommended by the dude.
And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
That didn't sound particularly great.
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told without complaining. Hey, keep up the good work, and I can assure you, you'll never have to worry about Mora again. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera?
Oh yeah, we got some more selfies we can take.
Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
I still think we should just kill both of them.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
Nah, let him drive drunk on his, horse, or whatever he has.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Is he just poisoning him? This sounds all very suspicious.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great.
Because there's something called the Assassin's Teapot, where, like, depending on how much liquor is in the teapot, depends on which, like, spigot opens. And one of the spigots obviously has, like, regular liquid in it, and the other one has the poison stuff. That way, if you're stuck drinking with other people, you give yourself the stuff that's like, you know, the good stuff. They get the poison shit.
Huh?
Yeah.
What the?
That's what we're dealing with here. Assassin's Teapot. And it turned out Juri was one of Yelan's the whole time.
You poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear with no explanation, the embassy will come after you. They'll get to the bottom of this. Mark my words.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives, the ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to?
I feel like you just excavate that and find it out.
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Yuri, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the poison, all interactions between us, even my trip here tonight. After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
The Fatui don't seem particularly great when it comes to any of this. It's like, there's the Harbingers, and they have some degree of skill, and then everyone else is woefully and utterly incompetent.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command, Theophan?
Who the fuck is that?
How do you know about that?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor! Juryi, you...
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture.
And then just rogue arrow knocks him out.
Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Yeah, I was just gonna, take him out the hard way. Oh, is that how that works? We get the twin Yelan like it's freaking twin snakes? Shit, I wanted to go over there and set that on fire.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
And hey, you got a whole stream recording it.
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
No.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
I guess that means Uncle Tian's corrupt as hell, too.
Your point being?
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future.
Dude, she, like, has literally Ningguang pretty much in her back pocket. I think you kind of don't have anything on that.
I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tian ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
This is like when Gordon Ramsay tried to frame a fucking break-in on his mentor, Marco Pierre White, when in fact, Ramsay was the one who did it, and he basically stole like a whole thing from White just to... Long story, but this is exactly what this reminds me of.
That's enough.
Just shoot him.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tian was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough. That's enough.
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan, but you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
You can visit him in jail.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to
Don't
have
drop
friends
the
on
soap.
both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow morning.
Nothing ever goes as planned. I mean, when you come up with these sorts of plans.
I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals. Don't worry, as long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal.
Should be dangerous. Leave it to professionals. Bitch, we killed a god. Like, I think we're good.
Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
Very nice.
Fire it up!
Wow, fucking japed. There was never any explosives to begin. There really should have been explosives there, and it really should have blew us up. Like, that should have been the thing. It should have just been big boom. I feel let down. That could have been something great, but it turned out nothing. It was all a jape the entire time.
Check this out.
Check this out. Boom. No explosives. It was a fake. Turns out he never had a plan to begin with. Wait, after 8. Okay, 8 the next day. The music over in that part of the map, though, is really good. It frequently plays certain songs. Okay. Let's just stand here in an awkward position until 8. Now, am I going to have to do real 8, or are you going to make me sit here and do fake 8? I think since we didn't hit midnight, I think we can do real 8. Tomorrow is now today. Yeah, we're good. Don't worry, just need to find the tea house again. Good thing I can run through the streets while invisible.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Oh, look, it's freaking, the Dendro Archon. Well, the snake on his shoulder, from what quite a few people suspect, the real Dendro Archon.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
He's just gonna go senile and start talking about the kids touching the hairs on his legs. Don't worry, dude, he's fit for office.
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years.
Jesus Christ. 2 to 3 years.
It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful.
Again, there's your Dendro Archon. Snake. Snecko.
Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much.
What the hell does this dude have in his arm? Like syringes?
You're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation. I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it.
Yeah, I put this new schniznayan the ingredient in it.
Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
Yeah, you know, a few more years. So by the end of Genshin, we'll have a new one.
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
What proposition did you give to this clown?
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian not that surprised?
He knew all along. It was just a bait.
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi.
Okay. I mean, you being assessment officer when you're supposed to be like secret agent is weird enough, but whatever.
Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Which wouldn't that mean it falls probably under Ganyu's pavilion? Or, yeah.
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Juri, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated him.
And found out he was colluding with this cat.
I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. But when did it start? I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Juri was his intelligence and resilience.
I remember back in the early updates, he referred to her as Little Miss Ganyu, and they eventually took that out. I don't know why, but a little upset that he doesn't still refer to her as Little Miss Ganyu.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Jur-E was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Shinue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him.
Okay, I think the teapot thing would have been better. It would have been like, why that specific type of teapot? I think it should have been Assassin's Teapot, which is, again, legit thing. You can look it up. But whatever. Maybe they didn't want to go into something that convoluted.
He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison.
Never
As the
fucking
amount
mind.
of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor.
Okay, so it wasn't the teapot, it was the fucking bottle. Same difference. They did do what I said. They just put it in the damn bottle instead of the teapot. I'm still right.
Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Jur-E would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
How is Juri now?
You are not gonna give him this fucking position or something because of this. This is like a literal act of fucking treason.
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price.
I bet you would quote Yanfei.
Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
Oh, looks like he can drop the soap.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Jur-E's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
You caught that jackass instead.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tian? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process.
There's Russian collusion jokes in there, I'm sure.
With Yusupov in our hands, and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, Did your plan succeed?
Well, one of them's dead, right?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang.
And then she put it in one of those papers, cut them up, and threw them off to the wind, and everyone figured it out.
But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved.
Okay, who's this penis?
The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern.
Well, now we've got new Harbinger mentioned, and maybe we'll see them in Sumeru.
It's a pity that Theophan got away, but knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself?
She's like, nah, I was full of shit.
I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House.
That's where we're standing.
In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking.
Yeah, see.
I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role, as Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
She can't tell you.
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out.
Yeah, I'll find out because you're in my fucking team.
But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons.
I'd like to believe the next area she went to was the chasm, and then that leads into the event. I think if that was how that went, that would be pretty cool.
If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
But then again, based on the events, no, that couldn't be right, because we met her in the chasm. Never mind. Nah. Wrong. Well, there we go. That was that completed. That was pretty good. Again, there's some silly moments involved for sure, but that wasn't half bad there. That was much better than, again, like I mentioned with the Ayato story quest and some of the others that focus too much on other characters. Here, we got to actually, yeah, we were looking into other characters, but she was with us the whole time, and we were very heavily involved with her. Like, it wasn't just, I don't know, a fucking marriage planning, Ayato. But I'm going to call it here. I'm not going to do anything special here at the end because I really need to investigate this damn computer. I'm going to do some research, figure out what's wrong with it. I don't want to risk anything happening right now because, frankly put, dropping a couple $1,000s to rebuild a computer from scratch would not exactly be something I intend on doing. So I need to figure out what the hell is wrong with this pretty quickly. I'm going to pretty much do some investigation of these USB slots, see what's going on with that, check power supply, see what's going on with that, give it a good cleaning, and then go from there. So tomorrow, I probably won't stream anything because I want to, assuming my computer doesn't fuck up, I want to do some editing, some video editing stuff, and that's probably going to take me a whole day, especially if I get distracted with other shit right now. I'm not sure about Monday. We'll see what's going on.
Looks like the situation has changed again.
But Tuesday we might get something. I don't know. Does Shinobu come out Tuesday? Maybe we can do like Shinobu polls, possible Shinobu hangout if I actually get her. Because I don't like doing the characters hangouts if I don't actually have the characters. Which technically means I can do Goros and Tomas now. And then maybe, because those probably won't take more than like an hour or so, maybe do some Inazuma teapot building, because teapot building's fun. But we'll see what goes on for that. We'll see what happens Monday for streams again. Tomorrow I probably won't stream because I do want to do a lot of video editing, and I doubt I'll have time to finish it today. And then Wednesday for sure we'll get some stuff. And we'll go from there. Again, I've got some other stuff other than Genshin. Contrary to recent events, I don't just stream Genshin. But yeah, we'll see where these things go. And I will see you guys next time.